My guest today is the beautiful Ciren Virde. She's 31 years old. Her husband is 50. She's bisexual. He's bisexual. This is going to be a fun episode.
Oh, yeah.
They started their relationship open. You know how some couples after 35 years of marriage start to open up their relationship. They started with an open relationship, but it has evolved into cuckolding. This is going to be a really fun conversation. Ciren, thanks so much for being on the show today and sharing your story. And also, thank you for being this open about something that I think is still very misunderstood. And there are a lot of people who are judging out there, right?
Absolutely. And thanks for having me. It's great to open up these conversations. It seems like there's misinformation and there seems to be somewhat of a taboo still around what we do as our life.
Had you been married before? Is this your first marriage?
No, this is my second.
Okay. Is it also his second?
Third?
Okay.
Yeah, third. Because there was a married the second woman twice kind of thing. So.
Oh, okay. I have a friend who did that. And I'm still trying to figure out if she considers it just being married once or because they had actually divorced, if this is now the second marriage. So you've had a little experience, right, with yes. relationships that didn't work out. Did you know he was bisexual when you first got together? That's a no. That's a no.
It was within the second meeting that he opened up, hey, do you want to, do a strap-on with me? And I was 18 when I first met him. So I was like, okay, sure.
But wait a second, though. Don't some men enjoy pegging who aren't bisexual?
I would say yes, but I personally have not really come across those who aren't open to being with another man. So I'm not going to say that doesn't exist. I just haven't come across those.
Okay. So it's your belief that if a man enjoys that, then he's probably got some bisexual tendencies.
Yeah. Spectrum.
Yes. We love that word spectrum, right? We love that word. And we're trying to cover the whole thing. So it sounds then that, you guys met in kind of a really cool, open kind of way and right away started sharing. Then it kind of got into cuckolding. I mean, was there anything in between? Was there swinging? Or were you just like open marriage where you were just non-monogamous, but not really doing stuff together?
I always get kind of tripped up with this because the swinging aspect I've tried with him in terms of getting on sites like AFF, Adult Friend Finder, and meeting other couples. And it just never really fit with our dynamic. I don't.
What about it doesn't fit with you guys?
Part of it is I just don't understand all the boundaries that go up of like, oh, we need to be in a group text or we all have to play in the same room and all that stuff. I'm like, look, I'm not trying to take your guy. There's going to be open conversations. But what I found in trying to deal with those situations is it seems like someone else has an ulterior motive of they're trying to keep something from their partner. And I don't do well with that, but I also don't know how to navigate for both of them to be like, look, I don't want to have all these conversations. I'm not in a relationship with you. I'm in a relationship with him.
I just want to hop into bed.
Yeah, let's just play.
Okay, so then describe to me your play style. So, let's push cuckolding aside for a second.
Yeah.
But what was your play style? What did you guys like to do?
We would do some couples in the same room, but our biggest thing was he would find me other men and whether or not he would watch or I would go out with them and maybe call him while I'm, in the act or, tell him about it after on my way home or text him goodnight and then wake up in the morning and send him a picture or something like that. So that was kind of our thing. And even when we stayed in contact, because we actually stayed in contact when I was married to my first husband, because I moved away for about 6 years. And while I was married to that one, we got back in contact and he found me someone on Craigslist while I was still living up there that I met. And we had a whole cuckolding thing from a distance.
You and your current husband?
Yes.
And this was going on while you were married to your first husband?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm kind of getting all the pieces of the puzzle now. So then really, even at the beginning, there was some cuckolding dynamic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how long have you been doing this now?
Full on 7 years.
Okay. Has it changed? Like, we're talking about just being on that spectrum. Sometimes there's, and I describe it as cuckold light, where there's no like the humiliation. There's none of the stuff that the vanilla public normally thinks of because they've, probably seen it in porn or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then there's the other side where there are people who get off on the humiliation and degradation and all that stuff. Where is he now?
We've basically been full tilt from the get-go.
Oh.
So when the only part that's really developed and phased out is really like the swinging portion. And that's why we've ended up sort of going into just content, because trying to find a happy medium of the general public who understands what we do and is open with what we do, mm-hmm. It was so few and far in between that we're like, well, we were full tilt and now we're like, let's show the world we're full tilt and try and open up other people to being like, this is normal is a hard word to ever throw into this world, but knowing that it's okay, it's accepted, have conversations. And I've been really fortunate to meet people along the way of us being in the swinging world, of people who navigate open relationships and have really great conversations about them. And I've sort of just picked up information from there and implemented it as I saw fit into my life.
So that's why you're open. That's why we're doing a video interview. You really seriously want to put a face to this kind of lifestyle because, well, one, you're beautiful. Thanks. You don't look like you have a third tail. I mean, because I think people who aren't familiar just think that, oh, what kind of weirdos are out there? Like they wouldn't know if they met you in the grocery store, right? That you do these things that are a little bit different. So your husband enjoys, can you explain more what your husband enjoys? Because on the cuckold light, it's the watching the wife, knowing she's with someone else, maybe hearing about it. And then comes the pictures and the video. And what is your husband into?
Perfect world. If everybody was good with what we enjoyed, he would love to be able to be there and participate all the way full on into cleanup and participating and, being degraded by both me and the person that I'm with and made to do whatever we tell him to do kind of thing.
But like what? I mean, like go make me a sponge cake? Or something else?
Go get water or suck my dick or take my dick or, let us both use you kind of thing. Like I enjoy watching him be used as well and being penetrated. Like, favorite thing ever.
Really?
It is. But within, again, these very interesting worlds of, so we do the content, but the people who do the content don't really want to cross over into that world of being seen doing stuff like that. And so then we have to cross back over into the, world of lifestyle people who are like, you have to open them up a little bit, be like, yeah, I'm fine if I, let him suck my dick. And I'm like, great. Would you be down to fuck him too? And then they're like, it's this very interesting world that's why I say in a perfect world, because it's not something that we get very often. It's more about what I get to do and what my partners end up being comfortable with his participation. So they might not want him to watch. And so we close the doors and he gets to listen. And of course, when we're filming, he gets to be in the room, but he has to be in a different mindset to make sure that everything that we're doing gets caught. So then he ends up not even watching porn anymore. He gets to watch all of my stuff.
Right.
Which is perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So when you're talking about he enjoys being degraded, what does that mean? Give me examples.
Yeah. So all the way down to you're not even a man. You're a sissy bitch. You can't please me. You should just be in your cage. You shouldn't even be allowed to come. If you do come, you should have to eat it or put it in the toilet because it's worthless. Like a whole realm of just whatever comes to. But there's really nothing I can't say that he's not okay with.
And you seem so sweet.
I'm just as sweet as I am mean. So
okay. So then I assume he is into chastity?
Yes, we just don't do it all that often because it ends up, he's on the larger scale of
Oh.
size, I guess. So it's kind of funny when we had to find big enough cages for him. And sometimes he'll pop out of them. Like,
Oh.
what's the point of having
Wait,
this
hold
thing?
on. What kind of cages are you? Because I've
We
seen
have
metal ones or whatever.
Yeah, we have metal ones, and those ones are fine, and those ones hold him in there. But it just ends up being this extra step that I'm very much in the moment. I like the flow, so that means I have to like go run and get it and be like, "Go put your cage on." And if he's already hard, then that's
Yeah,
a
then
challenge.
no can do. Okay, so a little bit of chastity. So it's kind of hard to humiliate him if he's well endowed, right? I mean, you would have to look long and hard to find someone who's bigger than him, right?
Yeah, I end up having to search for 8 and above. And that's my preference. I mean, I'm a known size queen, but it is entertaining when then we introduce other women into the mix. And I have friends who do not have my preferences. So then they think he's big and I just laugh. And he loves that. He loves that, degrading factor of I'm not even big enough for you. And yet for other women, they don't even want to play because they're like, you're too big. So
Wow, he just can't do it for anybody. And you tell him I said that. Okay. So what about you and other women? So you're bisexual.
yes.
Does he get anything out of that you're with other women? Or is it just guys?
No. He likes really anything. And it's so hard. I don't know. My sort of generation is crossing over that like bisexual, pansexual, demisexual. There's all of these like new terms. And only within the last couple of years am I sort of exploring that because I've also been with trans and have my own attraction to them. But really for him and me with other women, it's all about my enjoyment. He wants to see me enjoy the experience with someone else. And I'm super picky with women. So that's been tricky.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing from bisexual women, it is actually so hard for them to find other women. When you say you're picky, what are you looking for? Why are you so picky?
I like to be friends with the people that I play with. So if I don't really agree with people's lifestyles or their maybe other partner, or because most of the time women who are bisexual either have another partner, women who are strictly lesbian don't really want to have anything to do with me because
gosh darn it, you like men. Ew.
So it doesn't have to be my body type. The woman that I'm closest to right now, we have very similar body types. We're very into fitness. We both don't smoke. We drink a little bit, but we're not party type people. So trying to find people who are open with their sexuality, have their life relatively together, don't smoke, it really narrows down into this tiny little category of people that I'm like, yeah.
You're almost like looking for perfection. You're looking for that, right? The perfect girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, like I said, I've gotten close and we get to see each other when we see each other, but it's few and far in between because of geographical location and work schedules. And
right.
So.
In your relationship with your husband, does the sex and all the stuff that you're able to do now, does it affect kind of like the intimacy, the romance part, the feelings and emotions part for you guys?
No, everything we've done has ultimately brought us closer together. And
so it does affect it. It makes it better.
Yes, it does. And because I travel and I have other partners and I have free range to go and spend the night with them or travel with them, we text a little bit when I'm gone and have a few phone calls. But when I come home, he misses me so much. And when I get home, even though we sext a bunch, and he goes, I just want to sit on the couch and watch TV with you. This is my favorite part of our life, that we just get to be near one another. And
that's something you don't have with other people, right? That's why you married him?
It's also the acceptance of everything that I do without feeling judged behind all of it, and knowing that someone has my back in all of this. Like, all the people that I'm with know what I do, know about one another, but I've never felt that same level of commitment and support that I have from him.
How long into your relationship did you start producing this content? Meaning, now it's a business. Now you're really putting it all out there and you're introducing it to other people. When did that come up?
I mean, he started filming me with people from day one. That was never not a thing. And it's only been within the last 2.5 years that we started doing it as business.
Who's watching? Who's getting into this? Are they all weirdos? Or
aren't we all?
Or do you know if it's, maybe like the closet weirdos?
A lot of people have come to me that are married and want to figure out how to open their wives up to this, or are married but don't really have the ability to be this open with their partner. And I do my best to, regardless of it affecting my business, I'm like, tell your wife, like, maybe bring her if you can, but like, please tell your wife, this is going to make you have a happier life if you share this with your partner. And if they don't want that in you, then, I'm happy to be here for you and have an outlet. But I found that the honesty that I have in my life has made the experience that much more enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. I get a lot of messages from both men and women who are really interested, but because there's that stigma, and because they haven't talked to their partner, so they feel kind of ashamed that this is a desire that they have. How do you suggest they, approach their partner? Like, how do you even start and not blow up your home marriage? Because you really don't know how they're going to react. Like, what is the best thing to do? Do you listen to podcasts? Do you, show them a video? Do you kind of, or her? How do you do it?
Podcasts are good. I know that my husband and I will watch movies that have little things thrown in there. I'm trying to think. There was one with, I think it was Melissa McCarthy, that she was out, and it's going to come to me later. But having your partner watch those things with you and check the reaction, and they just throw things in there, whether it be porn, whether it be books. I love erotic literature. That's very much the mental thing, is something that I love, and throwing little breadcrumbs and seeing if they take it or don't, and throwing something in dirty talk, or being out with your partner and being like, ooh, yeah, look at that guy, or ooh, look at that girl, trying to gauge their reaction. Part of that takes reading your partner. I've found within my relationships, not everybody can read the body language or the reaction. So that's why the conversation is super important to have.
And then lastly, I just want to ask you, what is your favorite, like, if, we were talking before, like, in a perfect world, what your husband would like perfect setting, perfect date, perfect everything. What would your thing be?
Oh, man. Honestly, we've talked about this a lot. I wish that we could have a male and a female that lived locally, not with us, because we found the dynamic of hosting people that we like our space, but having people that were nearby that we could see frequently and enjoy life together. That would, whether it be sexually or just on a friendship basis, that's kind of where we're at. Everything we do is a blend. It's not just, what we do to make money on. This is genuinely showing you an insight into our life. This is what we love.
Okay. And for people who are going to be watching this with the video, what is this contraption you have behind you? What the heck is going on? Are you camping indoors?
No. So I have done yoga most of my life, and I taught aerial yoga for a while. So this silk is tied up because I'll do stuff down on the floor, but I love stretching in it and doing yoga and having sex. And there's a few videos out there of me using it for sex. So.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, good stuff.